The House will come to order. Members, I am delighted to welcome Maggie Williams, Evan Ingalls, Sam Ossenbaugh, Holly Ganal from Colorado Christian Academy, Douglas County, guests of Representative Frizzell, as well as Aurora Norton, Olivia Volk, Tommy Dearden, Leo Dearden from Studio School in North Glen, Colorado, guests of Representative Wilford. And I will put the challenge out to all our membership that we should have this many young persons joining us every day to say the pledge.
Please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Schiebel, please call the roll.
Representatives Amabile, Armagost, Bacon, Byrd, Bockenfeld, Basenecker, Bottoms, Bradfield, Bradley, Rep. Bradley's excused, Brown, Catlin, Doherty, DeGraff, Degree Kennedy, Dixon, Duran, English, Epps, Evans, Frizzell, Froelich, Garcia, Gonzalez Gutierrez, Hamrick, Representative Hamrick,
Excused.
Hartsook, Herod, Holtorf, Judah, Joseph, Kip, Leader, Lindsay, Linstead, Luck, Lukens, Lynch, Mabry, Marshall, Martinez, Representative Morrow,
Here.
McCormick, Representative McLaughlin's excused, Michael Sinjane, Ortiz, Parenti, Puglisi, Ricks, Sharbini, Sirota, Snyder, Representative Soper's excused, Story, Representative Taggart's excused, Titone, Valdez, Velasco, she's here, Vigil, Weinberg, Weissman, Wilford, Wilson, Winter, Woodrow, Young, and Madam Speaker,
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Schiebel. With 60 present, 5 excused, we do have a quorum. Representative Wilford.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move that the Journal of Thursday, February 2nd, 2023 be approved as corrected by the Chief Clerk.
Members, you've heard the motion that the journal be approved as corrected by the Chief Clerk. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Ooh. Anemic. All those opposed, no. Awesome. The motion is adopted. Announcements and introductions. Representative Sharbini.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just want to announce that on the 7th, I will be gone in the morning, have an excused absence, and on the 8th, I will be absent in the afternoon. Thank you.
So approved. Thank you. Additional announcements and introductions. Representative Frizzell.
Good morning, Madam Speaker. It's a great honor to serve with you.
And an honor to serve with you.
This morning, I would like to bring your attention to the wonderful smiling faces along the wall over here. These are students at Colorado Christian Academy, based in Littleton, Colorado. Please give them a round of applause. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Representative Catlin. And Rep. Puglisi. Assistant Minority Leader Puglisi.
Thank you, Madam Chair. It's an honor to serve with you.
And an honor to serve with you.
Thank you. Today's a special day, folks. We got a bunch of people from out in the country. Club 20 is here today. Club 20 is a representative group of the western slope of Colorado, the 20 counties on the western side of the mountain. Back in 1962, 52, it was formed. One of the things they wanted and had on their mind was transportation. We've come a long way, haven't we? We were there, they were formed because everything was in gravel roads. Well, we're pretty close to that nowadays too, but we're gaining. But I want you to know that these are the people that lead their communities. Every community, every county on the western slope has a representative on their board of directors. They take on everything from tourism to agriculture to water to transportation, all of the things that make Colorado, Colorado. They've done a great job in the last history of their organization. A lot of leaders from the western slope have come from Club 20 and sat in these chairs, and they still are. I'm very proud of Club 20 and what they've done and what they've accomplished. They're great people to call and tell you what's happening in regards to the western slope of Colorado. You can use them as a true resource in regards to what western Colorado is thinking, feeling, and wanting. I'd like you to welcome these people. Club 20, please stand up. Give them a state capital welcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and Representative Catlin, thank you for your terrific words, and I too celebrate the arrival of so many of our friends from the western slope. Excellent. Rep. Holtorf.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I also am very pleased to welcome the group that represents Eastern Colorado called Pro 15. It is one of the triad of organizations in this state that has a very similar mission. And the 15 counties in eastern and northeastern Colorado are represented by Pro 15. They are here at the Capitol. They've been here last night and also today. They're part of Voices of Rural Colorado. Maybe some of you have seen the emails for VORC. For those of you that want to help us bridge the rural-urban divide, I ask you to visit with them. I ask you to show some sincere interest in what their issues are that they bring to the state capitol, because that is how we close that gap. So I'm not sure if any of my folks are in here or in the gallery, but I just want to let you know that they will be here, and I believe they will be in the Capitol all day. So thank you very much to Pro 15. If there's any representatives here, you can stand up, and I can see that nobody's standing up, so I will stand up for them. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Rep. Holtorf. Representative Winter.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm also up here to recognize Action 22. They're a group that advocates for southeastern Colorado, and they were also here for Voices of Rural Colorado. I know that they have a luncheon today. I don't know if anybody is in here in the gallery. If you'd please like to stand up, we'd love to give you a hand. But thank you for being here. Thank you for advocating for southeastern Colorado. And please, same thing, reach out, chat with them, find them today, and see they're trying. Representative Holtorf is absolutely correct. They're working hard to close the gap between the rural and urban divide. Thank you.
Additional announcements and introductions. Members, I do believe we have 2 tributes today. Representatives Michelson-Janae and Assistant Minority Leader Puglisi. Representative Michelson-Janae.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. We have a tribute, and we ask that it be read at length.
Mr. Schiebel.
The House of Representatives convened in the 74th General Assembly hereby recognizes National Wear Red Day. National Wear Red Day urges all citizens to show their support for women and the fight against heart disease. By increasing awareness, speaking out about heart disease, and empowering women to reduce the risk for cardiovascular diseases, we can save thousands of lives each year. Sadly, we all know heart disease does not just affect women. Our very own colleague, Representative Hugh McKean, lost his life recently to this terrible disease. It's the #1 cause of death in the United States, and someone will have a heart attack in the US approximately every 40 seconds. Most heart disease deaths are preventable. Risk factors such as blood pressure, smoking, cholesterol, and lack of regular physical activity can be controlled, and the American Heart Association encourages Americans to take control of their heart health. The Colorado House of Representatives supports National Wear Red Day and encourages all Coloradans to be heart healthy. On request of Representatives Daphna Michelson-Janae and Rose Puglisi, given this 3rd day of February 2023, State Capitol, Denver.
Thank you all.
Assistant Minority Leader Puglisi.
Sorry, thank you. I'm a little bit nervous today. More nervous because I've got some of my friends up there watching me. Thank you, Madam Speaker. It is a pleasure to serve with you.
And with you.
Thank you. I think heart disease runs in my family. It is something we're incredibly cautious of. My little sister has mitral valve prolapse, and so when I was a kid, we used to spend a lot of time sitting in cardiologists' offices, making sure that she was okay, which was scary as a young kid. She's pregnant right now, and I'm very excited for her, but also very nervous because you just never know. And so it's something we talk a lot about in our family, and so I was incredibly honored when I was asked to co-sponsor this resolution, proclamation, tribute, because it does really affect my family every day. So thank you so much.
Representative Michelson-Janae.
It's important to know what the signs of a heart attack are, and they are different in women than they are for men. My cousin went to the hospital, this is 20 years ago, with severe back pain, and they sent her home, and she died of a heart attack. We now know these things, that back pain can be a way that heart attack presents in a woman. So it's important to be aware of the signs and the symptoms and to be able to take care of yourself as needed. And if you don't feel well and you know something's not right, don't tough it out. Go get seen because it's not worth your dying. So Heart Health Month, let's be healthy.
Thank you, members. Assistant Majority Leader Bacon. Members, we have another tribute today. Assistant Majority Leader Bacon.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. We have a tribute, and we request that it be read.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Shebel.
The House of Representatives convened in the 74th General Assembly hereby extends recognition and honor to the African American elders lost in the last year. This past year, we have mourned the loss of many of our tremendous African American local leaders. From classrooms to boardrooms, school boards to city councils, African American presence in Colorado has changed outcomes for many Coloradans who have been disenfranchised. Through diligence and immeasurable sacrifices, African American leaders have beat the odds, blazing the trail for racial equality and setting an outstanding example of the power of hard work. Because of these leaders, we have taken steps forward on the long journey to justice, and we are motivated by their legacy to continue in the work. The Colorado House of Representatives is incredibly proud to honor the lives and legacies of our African American leaders who have passed this last year. On request of Representatives Jennifer Bacon, Regina English, Elizabeth Epps, Leslie Herod, Eman Judah, Junie Joseph, and Nikita Ricks, given this third day of February 2023, State Capitol, Denver.
Assistant Majority Leader Bacon.
Thank you, members. And we are going to pay tribute to 5 people today that we lost last year alone. Colorado's road to civil rights and some of the privileges that we enjoy today took place over a lifetime. And as you can imagine, some of our elders, their lives have come to an end and they've gone home, as we say. And today we want to simply introduce you to them and pay tribute to their families. Again, these are civil rights leaders and elders who died in 2022. You may be seated as we share those names with you, but thank you so much for your attention as some of their families are here today.
Representative English.
Leaders like Honorable Odell Berry came to Denver in 1964 to play for the Denver Broncos. His commitment to sport and community led him to North Glenn's Recreation Department and ultimately City Council. In 1980, Berry made history as the first black mayor of a major Colorado city. He regarded his active history making as a means to inspire others to take another step. His biggest legacy is what he did for our youth. His mentorship efforts used his light to light the torch of the next generation of leaders.
Assistant Majority Leader Bacon.
Thank you. Leaders like Honorable Sharon Bailey from the Denver Public School Board. Sharon Bailey grew up in Denver and graduated from Denver East High School. She committed herself to addressing institutional racism and improving the quality of public education as a school board member and central office staffer. Her pioneering report about the experience of Black students and educators in Denver was the impetus for current Black excellence efforts in Denver public schools. As a staple in her community, Dr. Bailey's impact will be felt for generations to come.
Representative English. Representative Herod.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Cleo Breeze, a good dear friend of mine, served as an educator and leader in Colorado's public education system for over 40 years. Her impact reached far beyond the classroom through her passion for community affairs and politics. She founded Colorado Black Women for Political Action, which I later became the president of, and served on dozens of civic boards. We always joke that if you did not have a check ready for Cleo Breeze when she asked for the many events and many nonprofits that she was supporting, you would be in pretty hot water. So always be ready for Cleo's ask, and we still hear her ask today. Her generosity and commitment to protecting the rights of others will live on through her family and the leaders she supported.
Representative Judah.
Reverend Ron Wooding served as an assistant pastor at Rising Star Missionary Baptist Church in Denver since 2001. He spent most of his life working to preserve the legacy of Denver philanthropist and community leader Daddy Bruce Randolph. He established the Bruce Randolph Legacy Foundation in 2018 and offered mentorship to local leaders to ensure the vision of feeding 5,000 would continue. He was a caring man, pastor, and humanitarian who built his own legacy, ensuring families are fed for years to come.
Representative Ricks.
Leaders like Jerry Grimes, who was born in Aurora and committed her life to service and as an educator and community activist. She served on the Falcon Youth Organization Board for over 50 years and was inducted into the Colorado Women's Hall of Fame in 2018 for her activism and advocacy. She was a prominent voice standing up for African American children, children of color, children with disabilities, and children in marginalized communities. Her work touched the lives of hundreds of thousands of children, and her legacy lives on through them. I also want to say that she was the president of the Hope Center, and the Hope Center was where my daughter, Nefertari, went, and as a gifted and talented student. Today, we join Jerry's sons. Please welcome them. They're here in the chamber with us today.
Assistant Majority Leader Bacon.
Thank you, members. In the African American community, we believe in a principle called Sankofa, which comes from our indigenous lands in the western coast of Africa. Sankofa is the principle of looking back to find strength to move forward. It's represented by a bird whose neck is pointed backward with an egg on its back. And so we share that with you, particularly in this month. If it was not for these leaders, we would not all be standing here. So it is very important for us to pay our respect and homage to our elders, but also take everything that they taught us to take their legacies forward. We will also be bringing later this month a memorial for a very special former elected leader, Senator Gloria Tanner. And so we just wanted to share that with you. Thank you so much for your attention this morning.
Thank you. Thank you, members. Members, our next order of business is the third reading of bills, final passage. Mr. Schiebel, please read the title to House Bill 1005.
House Bill 1005 by Representatives Wilford and Titone, also Senator Hawkes Lewis, concerning changes to the new energy improvement program and in connection therewith, adding resiliency improvements and water efficiency improvements to the program, modifying the new energy improvement district's notice requirements, and removing the district's hearing requirement.
Madam Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move House Bill 1005 on third reading, final passage.
Members, the motion before us is the adoption of House Bill 1005 on third reading, final passage. Mr. Schiebel, please open the machine and members proceed to vote. Representative Morrow, how do you vote?
Aye.
Representative Morrow votes yes. Mr. Schiebel, please close the machine. With 46 aye, 15 no, 4 excused, House Bill 1005 is adopted. Co-sponsors. Please close the machine. Madam Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move to lay over House Bill 1030 until Monday, February 6th.
Seeing no objection, House Bill 1030 will be laid over until Monday, February 6th. Mr. Schiebel, please read the title of House Bill 1040.
House Bill 1040 by Representatives Leader and Frizzell, also Senators Cutter and Pelton R., concerning updates regarding Prader-Willi syndrome.
Madam Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move House Bill 1040 on third reading, final passage.
The motion before us is the adoption of House Bill 1040 on third reading and final passage. Mr. Schiebel, please open the machine and members proceed to vote. Representative Morrow, how do you vote?
Aye.
Representative Morrow votes aye. Representative Ricks? Please close the machine. With 61 ayes, 0 no, and 4 excused, House Bill 1040 is adopted. Co-sponsors. Please close the machine. Mr. Schiebel, please read the title of House Bill 1116.
House Bill 1116 by Representatives Hartsook and Doherty, also Senators Rodriguez and Baisley, concerning insurance contracts for healthcare services that involve electronic payment to a healthcare provider.
Madam Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move House Bill 1116 on third reading, final passage.
Members, the motion before us is the adoption of House Bill 1116 on third reading, final passage. Mr. Schiebel, please open the machine and members proceed to vote. Representative Morrow, how do you vote?
Aye.
Representative Morrow votes aye. Please close the machine. With 57 aye, 4 no, 4 excused, House Bill 1116 is adopted. Co-sponsors. Please close the machine. Mr. Schiebel, please read the title to House Bill 1051.
House Bill 1051 by Representatives Lukens and Holtorf, also Senators Roberts and Pelton R., concerning the continuation of high-cost support mechanism funding for rural telecommunications providers and in connection therewith, aligning the repeal date of such high-cost support mechanism funding with the sunset repeal date of the high-cost support mechanism.
Madam Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move House Bill 1051 on third reading, final passage.
Members, the motion before us is the adoption of House Bill 1051 on third reading and final passage. Mr. Schiebel, please open the machine and members please proceed to vote. Representative Morrow, how do you vote?
Aye.
Representative Morrow votes aye. Please close. Please close the machine. With 58 aye, 3 no, and 4 excused, House Bill 1051 is adopted. Co-sponsors. We generally don't anticipate applause from the gallery and usually don't allow it, but thank you. Please close the machine. Mr. Schiebel, please read the title to House Bill 1021.
House Bill 1021 by Representatives Snyder and Weinberg, also Senator Van Winkle, concerning the state licensing authority's ability to act regarding the movement of marijuana in certain circumstances to protect the public.
Madam Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move House Bill 1021 on third reading, final passage.
The motion before us is the adoption of House Bill 1021 on third reading, final passage. Mr. Schiebel, please open the machine and members proceed to vote. Representative Morrow, how do you vote?
Aye.
Representative Morrow votes aye. Go get a picture. Please close the machine. With 55 aye, 6 no, and 4 excused, House Bill 1021 is adopted.
You should.
Co-sponsors. Please close the machine. Message from the Senate. Mr. Schiebel.
Madam Speaker, the Senate has adopted and transmits herewith SJR 23-5.
Members, we now will proceed to our resolution for the morning. Introduction of resolution, Mr. Schiebel.
Senate Joint Resolution 5 by Senators Fields and Gardner, also Representatives Duran and Puglisi, concerning the designation of February 4th as Missing Persons Day in Colorado.
Madam Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move that we suspend the rules for immediate consideration of Senate Joint Resolution 5.
You have heard the motion, members. Seeing no objection, the rules will be suspended for immediate consideration of Senate Joint Resolution 5. Madam Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move Senate Joint Resolution 5 and ask that it be read at length.
Mr. Schiebel.
Whereas each year, hundreds of thousands of families are faced with what former President Ronald Reagan called the stark terror of a unique tragedy, a missing family member. And whereas every 40 seconds, someone goes missing in the United States, approximately 2,300 Americans are reported missing every day, and there are as many as 90,000 active missing persons cases in the United States at any given time. And whereas, as of December 31st, 2022, the Federal Bureau of Investigation reported 97,127 active missing persons cases in the United States, with a large portion being juveniles under the age of 21. And whereas children and adults go missing for a number of reasons. They run away or wander and become lost. They disappear under circumstances indicating that their disappearance may not have been voluntary, or they go missing under suspicious circumstances, indicating that they may be in physical danger or the victims of foul play. And whereas in 2002, then Colorado Governor Bill Owens signed House Bill 2-1083, establishing the Amber Alert program in Colorado. Named after 9-year-old Amber Hagerman, who was abducted and killed in Texas in 1996, the program ensures that local law enforcement agencies can use Colorado's emergency alert system to broadcast information to alert citizens of missing children. And whereas, since 1996, Amber Alerts have successfully recovered 1,127 children. And whereas, according to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, 337,195 missing children reports were made to law enforcement in 2021. The organization currently lists 57 missing children from Colorado, from every area of the state. While all disappeared from their families when they were children, some have been missing for decades. And whereas too many families grieve, hope, and continue to search for missing family members of all ages. And whereas the awareness, support, and efforts of citizens, media, and law enforcement related to the search for missing persons must continue. And whereas the public plays a critical role in the success of the Amber and other alert programs. As the eyes and ears of law enforcement, they can be on the lookout for missing persons. And whereas the common misconception that a person must be absent for at least 24 hours before being legally classified as missing is dangerous. When there is evidence of violence or an unusual absence, it is critical that an investigation begin promptly. And whereas new advances in technology must be utilized and made available to locate the missing. And whereas the state of Colorado is committed to the safety and well-being of its citizens, both children and adults. And whereas the designation of Missing Persons Day in Colorado firmly embeds the importance of missing persons and their families and friends in our state calendar, and may help raise awareness in cities and states that have not designated a Missing Persons Day. And whereas the designation of Missing Persons Day in Colorado offers a platform to plan events that will connect families with resources to help identify and find their missing loved ones. And whereas the designation of Missing Persons Day in Colorado ensures that the family and friends of the missing know that they are not alone in their tragedy, uncertainty, and lack of closure, which lead to long-lasting suffering and impacts on the health, finances, and relationships of those left behind. And whereas every missing person is someone's child, parent, sibling, partner, or friend, and every missing person deserves to be searched for and found. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Senate of the 74th General Assembly of the State of Colorado, the House of Representatives concurring herein, that we, the members of the General Assembly, recognize the epidemic of the missing in the United States as what the U.S. Department of Justice calls the silent mass disaster, and empathize with the ongoing suffering of the families and friends of those who are missing. That we recognize the importance of raising awareness of the number of people who go missing in Colorado each year. That we applaud the committed efforts of families, law enforcement agencies, and concerned citizens who work to locate missing persons. That we encourage continued support for initiatives and we encourage continued support of initiatives in private and public programs to increase efforts to locate missing persons. And that we hereby continue to designate February 4th of each year as Missing Persons Day and support the goals and ideals of the day.
Madam Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. You can all sit. Thank you. Today is a day of remembrance and acknowledgement of the undeniable hardship and pain families face as many questions about their missing loved ones go unanswered. It breaks my heart thinking about on any given day there are more than 1,200 people listed as missing in Colorado. Take a moment to let that sink in, 1,200. Some loved ones return home, some families are left waiting for an update and answer a phone call. It is important to recognize the daily strength these families and friends exhibit. They are often left with more questions than answers and more pain than comfort. Their resilience and courage must be applauded. Today and every day, I offer my support to anyone holding on to hope for a loved one's safe return. And I will continue to fight and make sure you and your loved ones are never forgotten. I would also like to acknowledge the guests that are here today and to thank them for taking the time to be here on this important day.
Assistant Minority Leader Puglisi.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My heart really breaks when this tribute resolution was brought forward to me. I felt very compelled to be a part of it. I have little ones at home, as many of us do, and to just think about how hard that must be for these families, my heart definitely breaks and goes out to them. In my family, both of my children have phones, no judgment, but when an Amber Alert comes out, we all stop and we pray for the child and ask that they be returned home safely. And so I think it's really important that we continue each and every day to think about these missing family members and pray for their safe return. So thank you.
Is there any further discussion, members? Seeing none, the motion before us is the adoption of Senate Joint Resolution 5. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. Senate Joint Resolution 5 is adopted. Madam Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I request that the morning roll call be added as co-sponsors.
Seeing no objection, the morning roll call will be added as co-sponsors. Madam Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Members, the families will be heading to the West Steps for the reading of names and remarks. Please join them if you are able to upon adjournment.
Thank you, Madam Majority Leader. Members, any further announcements or introductions today? Seeing none, Madam Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move that the House stand in recess until later today.
Seeing no objection, the House will stand in recess until later today.